What's up, guys? I just posted a video earlier today actually about the Big Red barn find, and stated on said video that I did not have my petcock in, and my fuel tank wasn't ready, so I wasn't ready to crank it. But it was pretty funny. Right after I ended the video, USPS came with everything. I mean, they showed up with everything I ordered. And you saw in the last video that I ordered or had tires for it, and I already took those to the tire shop, so they're working on those today. So hopefully by the end of the day she'll be ready to ride around. So what came in the mail, like I said, was a petcock, so I got that in, put that on. And I told you earlier I put POR in the tank so it acts as a bladder. It's pretty cool material, so you don't have to get a new tank. And this one wasn't bad at all for its age or how long it was sitting, because it was sitting inside. So I got that on, the new fuel line's on. Like I said earlier, I rebuilt the carb, it's not leaking, thank God. Put a new battery in it, and those sit underneath the cowling. And those are really cheap, $22 online, maintenance-free battery, so can't beat that. Got a new bulb for my headlight. Just changed the oil filter, and I can show you where that's at later. So really I'm ready to see if it'll crank. And you saw me trying it with the carb cleaner earlier, and just to prove to you the engine's super cold. I haven't even tried it yet. I wanted to have it on video for the first crank up. And the carb, like I said, it's cleaned out. It's not rebuilt, it's just cleaned out. I took all the jets out and didn't have much junk in it. So we're gonna see if she'll crank up. Hopefully it will. Oh, and another thing too, for anybody out there that this works on cars too. If you find an old car or an old four-wheeler or three-wheeler, dirt bike, whatever. When I first got this, it had compression, like I said on the video, the last video, but it didn't have good compression. So all I did was I sprayed PB Blaster in the cylinder and let it sit for probably 2 hours while I was working on the carburetor and everything. And I mean, you know, kicked it over a few times. It had great compression after that, great compression. So it's just a trick a lot of people will do, either that or Seafoam. Just loosens up all the grit, any carbon buildup on your rings and the cylinder walls, and just basically just revives it. Obviously it's not going to work if you're burning rings or pouring oil out the back, but I do know a guy that has a Bayou 250, I think's what it is, and it was smoking, it was burning so much oil, and he did that trick. He actually let it sit for 24 hours though. He filled the whole dang cylinder up. And about every few hours, he would rotate the crank over, just let it get in different spots, and his oil problem is almost gone. So that's a trick out there if you're smoking bad oil, or you want to bump your compression up, or just clean it out if you're just worried about it before you do your oil change. Just fill it with PB Blaster. I don't know if anybody that says that has anything negative to say about that, but all right. So we're gonna try to crank it up. Before I started the video, I actually turned the key on, made sure I was getting power to everything. I had some power issues. Oh, and I replaced the spark plug too. I had some power issues, electrical issues, and it's just because it was sitting. I turned the key on. If I wasn't getting power to a certain component or area, I just had to wiggle on the terminals. And my starter, didn't want to turn over. Had to give it a few mallet taps and just take apart my ignition and clean it out. So it works now. And then I didn't have spark about 30 minutes ago, so all I did on that, which this is another trick if you're not having spark on a ATV, because I have a little CDU box. This one is about right here behind this piece of plastic. It just sends pulses to the coil from the stator, telling it when to fire, when to give it its spark. So instead of going out and spending 80 bucks on a new CDU, I just tapped it with a mallet. Don't know why that works, but it's worked a lot of times in past ATV projects. So I got spark after it. So anyways, let's try to do this. The carburetor, oh look, it is dripping. It's fantastic. Okay, I don't know what I did with my screwdriver. Oh, there it is. Real quick, I'm going to try to tighten this petcock, see if I can get that to stop. Look at that. Got about 1/8 of a turn on it. Okay, so let's try it. First start attempts of the Big Red 250. I'm being dead serious. I have not tried to start it before. This is crazy. This is awesome. I knew this was going to be a good buy when I had that much, when I could get that much compression. This is crazy. I've never had something cranked up like that. But hey, it's a Honda, so there you go. Hey, this is crazy awesome. I have the worst luck with buying stuff from people because they're always like, oh yeah, it just sat. But yeah, it sat for a reason. I swear to you, all the other projects I've had, they've sat because CDUs have been bad, stators have been bad. My brother got one recently, that Bayou. Well, he got a Bayou, and it was knocking. Go figure. Of course, it's not going to knock when you're just hitting it over or pulling it with a pull starter. But once it gets a spark, it's going to knock. So you had to pull that one and rebuild it. Not a big deal. If you can find an old Honda like this, an old 80s 4Trax or ATC, even if you don't want one, if you're good with, if you know how to work on engines, know how to get stuff running, even if you know as far as how to rebuild an engine, these are very easy to rebuild. Pick it up, man. If you can get it for less than 500 bucks, especially if the plastic's good, everything is good, like this is all complete, just pick it up for a flip, you know? These are so easy to work on. And you can't beat an old Honda. You just can't beat it. There's probably going to be some people looking at this that don't believe me, but I swear to you, I have not cranked it up before this. It was not warm, now it's getting hot. Look at that, it goes into gear. Nice. 5 gears. Let's see if it goes into reverse. Yep. Looks like I need to adjust the idle a little bit. And it looks like the alternator's working because my light's staying on. It's got a little top end noise at a low idle. Probably just need to adjust the chain. Yeah guys, that's Big Red. I will show a video when I get the tires in, driving it around.